So it's the next bake-off challenge, and I thought I would do gluten-free Yorkshire puddings with
125 millilitres of milk, 3 large free-range eggs, pinch of salt, 50 grams of corn flour and 50 grams of the Juvela gluten-free white mix.
In the recipe I've got, it says to use a muffin tin, but I don't have one, so I'm just making do with a regular cupcake tin. And I'm going to pour some oil into each of the holes. Then I'm going to put it into the oven for 10 minutes, because that's what they said on Bake Off would make the oil really hot, and that's apparently the secret to making amazing Yorkshire puddings. Now, I've never made amazing Yorkshire puddings, or at least not when I've been celiac, so I'm really hoping this time that it will work.
So now these are all filled, I'm going to take them over to the oven, which I have set at 220 degrees Celsius, and the oven's been going for some time, so it should be really, really hot for that tin.
Something I really love about this recipe is it's one of those ones where you can just weigh it all into the same bowl and don't have to worry about separating ingredients and so on. So I'm just going to put the corn flour, the salt in here, break in the eggs, and then add the milk.
So that's 50 grams of corn flour and 50 grams of the Juvela White mix. A tiny pinch of salt goes in.
Now add the eggs. I was really pleased when Paul Hollywood said yesterday that eggs are the reason that Yorkshire puddings rise, because I had always thought that it was down to the flour, and of course with gluten-free flour you never know whether it's going to give you the same kind of effect as normal flour would. So 3 eggs have gone in there. I'm just going to add the milk as well, and then I'm going to mix all of it up.
I'm using a handheld whisk to get all those ingredients combined. I'm going to scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure that there are no lumps. Last thing I want is lumpy Yorkshire puddings. So I think I've got all the lumps out now, and it's time to put it into the tin. So I'm carefully bringing the hot oil out of the oven, and I'm going to pour in the batter. Oh, hear that sizzle? That's a good sizzle. I hope that's the right thing you're supposed to have. They say bake for 20 to 25 minutes, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've still got over 16 minutes to go, but I thought I'd show you what's going on in the oven already. Look at those! They look amazing! I'm actually going to turn the oven down just a little bit. The reason being, I've looked at the time and I've looked at what's happened to these Yorkshire puddings already, and they look so amazing, but they're starting to crisp up on the edges in a way that I think might burn if I don't reduce the temperature. So that's what I'm doing. There's still a minute to go for the Yorkshire puddings, but they look so amazing, I think I'll take them out now.
I have never made Yorkshire puddings that look like this. I know they probably wouldn't pass the Paul Hollywood test,
because they're not all even inside, but who cares? You can even see the steam coming off that one at the back. Those look fantastic, and I can't wait for them to cool so that I can do a taste test.
Now that these have cooled, I'm going to try the best looking one, if that's possible. And when I say cooled, I mean just cooled enough for me to be able to touch them. Oh, look at that on the inside, that looks fantastic. Try this recipe, you'll be really happy. That is a really good Yorkshire pudding, and I'm not sure that somebody who could have gluten would know that these were gluten-free, and that is the ultimate test.